What's up, bitches? I have my favorite little tea towel for all of you today. Kelly Gallagher gave me this, says eat up, bitches. That's what we're going to be doing today. So one of my favorite things to make, and listen, y'all know me. Y'all know I'm organic AF, but this is like the one thing that this and Diet Coke. I don't drink Diet Coke every day, but every once in a while, just steals my wool, steals my motherfucking wool to have a Diet Coke. Okay. It's better than smoking crack. And like once or twice a week, I allow myself to have a Diet Coke and I love it. And the other thing I love is cracked chicken. And it's made with old school ghetto Hidden Valley Ranch powder, which has some stuff in it that is not that great for you. Let me just let you guys in. Sorry, I'm on my phone and not my normal laptop situation, so I apologize if it's a little wonky. So, cracked chicken. I use the old school ghetto ranch dressing from Hidden Valley. So it has some stuff in it that probably might make you grow like an extra nipple or it's like a third belly button or a second belly button if you have already two, what else? But the other thing that you can do, and I'm going to show you, but the other thing you can do is you can actually marinate your chicken breasts in Primal Kitchen ranch dressing with the stuff that I'm going to tell you. So if you're trying to be like a really good girl and you're not trying to be like Katie Boyd, who the two hangups in life is Diet Coke and Hidden Valley ranch dressing. It's the two things that I eat that are the worst things of everything that I eat. Everything else is organic, schmorganic, like from the reservation, like the gnomes and the fairies made it. But this is the only two things: is Diet Coke and Hidden Valley ranch dressing. So much to the fact where I have so much Hidden Valley ranch dressing crack powder. This is why I call it crack chicken. I smoke it, I snort it. I was actually just doing a line of it like 10 minutes ago. That's why I'm fucking crunk, because I've been snorting my ranch dressing. All right, so I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna show you what I have going on here, okay? And then I'm gonna kind of come back and forth and check if anyone is joining, because I wanted to make this a fun little live experience with my Eat Up Bitches tea towel that Kelly Gallagher made me. Hello, I know, it's fabulous. Okay, so I have over here, I have my big motherfucking air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, what the fuck are you waiting for? This is my jam. I make sweet, sweet love to this a couple times a week at least. I stroke it lightly. And anyone that's like, oh, air fryer, schmear fryer, like I have a convection oven. No, I do too, and it's not the same. When I eat a chicken wing, I don't want a flaccid chicken wing. I want a nice, crispy, fried chicken wing. Katie doesn't have time for anything in her life that's flaccid, and no one here should have any flaccidity in their lives as well, whether it's your chicken wings or cock and balls. You know what I'm saying? I see people coming in. God, everyone's missing all my jokes today. I'm on fire on Sundays. It's like I rejuvenate for the week, and then I'm like, Sunday, I'm like, Judy fucking Garland, like A Star Is Born. Okay, no, that's Liza Minnelli. Whatever, her daughter. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so over here I have 3 pounds of chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. Okay, no, it's just chicken wings. I've heard through the grapevine that chicken wings are really hard to source right now. So you can use this for anything. You can use this for plain old straight up chicken breast. Because I don't know about you, but for me, chicken breast that has no bone can get drier than a cat's ass. So this helps it taste succulent and delicious. So right over here, I have 3 pounds of chicken wings, but you can use chicken thighs. I love chicken thighs. I know that Karen hates bone-in chicken. Kim Fox hates bone-in chicken too. So she always is like, you're so gross. You guys have to understand, I'm Portuguese, okay? Do you know, like, you ever see like those movies, like in like medieval times where they just eat the bone and then they throw it to the dog? Like I was the dog on the floor catching the bone, sucking like the extra, okay? So for me, like boners were my life. still are. So I do like a bone, but you can do this with boneless chicken too. I've seen in a lot of grocery stores where they actually do boneless, skinless chicken thighs, delicious. Chicken breast, just straight off the bone. You could also do it with it. You could do this with a whole chicken. Like you ever like roast a whole chicken? I don't care what it is. Any kind of chicken works for cracked chicken. Okay. Let me see. I see it. Everyone typing in the chat. Hold on. This is so ghetto. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone. All my meats have to have a boner. Yes. I love a boner. I'm fucked today. Anyway. All right. I'm going around. So 3 pounds of organic chicken wings. Now I washed these little suckers and I didn't really care about if there was like water in the pan, in this little bowl too, because the water is going to lubricate the chicken's Hershey Highway. So it's just more succulent. Okay. So I have 3 pounds of chicken wings here with whatever water kind of came into the bowl while I was washing them. All right. Over here, I have, you are not ethnic if you don't have this in your house. Lawry's seasoning salt. This could literally, if you sprinkle this on dog shit, you'd be like, this is really good. This is really good dog shit. I don't know why, it's fucking delicious. If you are in like a rush and you just want like, you know, chicken or pork or even like beef, and you just sprinkle some of this and a little bit of pepper on it and cook it still tastes divine. Okay. Yeah, and there's no carbohydrates and there's 380 mgs of sodium. So it's like not a big deal. So McCormick makes this. No, it's not organic. I don't give a fuck. This is delicious. I have taken everything out of my life that makes me happy. If I'm just gonna have a little bit of ranch dressing and Diet Coke every so often, it's Lawry's seasoning salt, and sue me, okay? So this is what I like to do. Everyone always says to me, how much? I don't know. My ancestors tell me when to stop, okay? My ancestors tell me when to stop. So I just get the big Mama Jamma and I just sprinkle, I would say about a tablespoon of Lawry's. If I had to eyeball it, about a tablespoon. Now, again, my ancestors are still speaking to me, so I'm just gonna go with it. I got some really good organic extra virgin olive oil. This is Tunisian extra virgin olive oil. Never been there before, but I'm gonna go there with my cracked chicken. So I like to put about 1/4 of a cup. So I'm gonna measure this for you so you guys don't think I'm that much of an asshole. About 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. And I'm gonna put that over my cracked chicken, okay? And then I got my pepper. I already ground it up because my pepper grinder is ghetto. I have to get a new one, and it took me like 30 minutes just to get enough to put on my chicken. Don't go there, okay? Don't make fun. So I would say I ground this up. I like my shit peppery, so I say about a teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper. If you want, you can put a little more. Look at how ghetto this is. It like cracks one thing at a time. Whatever, my birthday's coming up. Okay. Ranch, my sexual seduction right here. I would say you have a tablespoon. Let me tell you what it is. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of crack on top of your chicken, okay? You know I want to just snort this right now in front of you, but I don't want you guys to think I have a drug problem. Like I said, if you want to be a good girl and there's maybe something in the Hidden Valley Ranch that you're like, I don't want to take that in for whatever reason, all you do is you do the same exact thing that I'm doing without the ranch, and you just pour a whole bottle of this over the chicken and let it marinate for 24 hours. The thing that's great about this cracked chicken is there's no marinating. Is just throw it in, you put it together with your hands, because I'm a ghetto bitch. I'm not gonna like put gloves on for you. Sometimes it's like a little extra salmonella poisoning if you put your finger in your mouth after and you get a little bit of extra chicken juice on your fingernails. It's always like just a little treat, you know, just a little treat. So I'm just mixing my cracked chicken up. This is Matt's favorite thing in the whole world, by the way. Like he like moans when he eats it. I don't know what the fuck is his problem, but he loves it. He loves it. All right, let me just wash my hands. And then what I'm gonna do is I have my air fryer, and I have the type of air fryer, guys, that you don't have to warm up. Some of you guys probably have an air fryer that might be a little older that you have to warm up. Mine is not like that, okay? So all I'm gonna do is right here. Oh, I see someone coming in. I'm gonna let this bitch in. Okay, so right here, all you wanna do is open your air fryer. And what I like to do is I like to separate the flats from the drums, okay? So the drumsticks and the flats, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The two pieces of the chicken wings. You don't want to put them together because they're very different, like the way that how thick that they are. And I'm telling you, like half your shit will be raw and half will be cooked. And then like the flats cook quicker than the drumsticks. And you don't want a raw chicken situation. I bet Karen, I can't see her face from here because I need my old lady glasses, but I'm sure she's gagging right now. But like I said, you can do the same thing with just chicken breast. Same exact thing. It's so good. It makes your chicken so moist. And like what I do is every Sunday, this is when I do my meal prep. So I look at my week. So for example, like this week, I'm going to be fasting. So my last meal of the week, of this week, will be cracked chicken. And I'm going to do some broccoli, and I'm going to make some cream spinach for the week. And that's probably what I'll have like as for a side. It's also, this is really good too if you're having company over, like for football or whatever. And you make this and you just serve it with like some dipping sauces and some carrots and some celery. So I'm gonna put my air fryer on, I'm gonna crank it up to 400 degrees, and I'm gonna put this on 10 minutes because it takes about 20 minutes to cook your chicken. And I like to like stop it halfway through and kind of move them around so they all get like evenly delicious. So I'm just gonna put this on for 10 minutes. And I'm gonna let this bitch do its thing. Okay, so I'm gonna come over and talk to you guys. Oh, hello, fancy meeting you here. I'm so thirsty today, I don't know what is happening. Okay, hold on. This isn't vodka, I swear it's water. So what I do is on Sundays, like my meal prep time. And like I said, Ambitious Academy is not about weight loss. It's not about any of that, but it is about health. And I don't care how much money you have in the bank. I don't care how beautiful your home is. I don't care about anything. But if you don't have your health, like what is the point? And I am very Hippocratean in the way that I show up. And I'm all about letting thy food be thy medicine and let thy medicine be thy food, with the exception of Diet Coke and crack. Okay, that's it. Just Diet Coke and crack. Other than that, I'm organic. I'm eating what the fairies made me. You know how it rolls, okay? So on Sundays, I sit in the morning because my husband is like an old man and he sleeps till like literally 10. Like you'd think he was like a frat boy or something. I'm like, why are you? He's like, I'm getting my beauty sleep. I'm like, whatever. So I still get up every day at the same time. I don't sleep in. I just don't like it. It feels yucky for me. I feel like lethargic all day and just lazy. So I get up at the same time every day, no matter if I'm like off that day or whatever. And I get my coffee and I do my rituals. So I light my incense, right? I do my blessing. I do my ambitious abundance affirmation. And then I do my journaling, my meditation, my workout. And then I go down into my office and I sit down and I go, okay, what does my week look like? All right, I'm going to do a 48-hour fast on Monday and Tuesday. So what am I going to refeed on? Okay, I'm going to refeed on, let's just say, a ribeye in the air fryer with cream spinach. That's what I'm going to refeed on. Okay, so once my 48-hour fast is over, that's what I'm going to break my fast with. So I'm going to have a beautiful cup of bone broth with some collagen, and then I'm going to start my ribeye, and I'll probably eat between 8 and 10 ounces, and I'll do like a cup of cream spinach or a couple cups of broccoli, or I'll make myself a beautiful salad, and I'll put some Primal Kitchen dressing on it, and then I'll say, okay, Wednesday, I'm going to do OMAD. Thursday, I'm going to do OMAD. Friday, I'm going to do 2MAD because, you know, like my niece is coming over this weekend and I always like to take her out for lunch. So like I'll have lunch with my niece. We'll eat something really super healthy. Near me is this really great little restaurant called Pressed Cafe, and they have like all great, beautiful salads and smoothies and all that. And she loves it there. So I'll take her there, and then we'll probably make dinner on Friday night. Okay, what am I gonna make? I'm gonna make Fathead pizza. Have y'all heard of Fathead pizza before? It's fucking life-changing. All right, I'm gonna actually do a lot of these cooking videos starting for Ambitious Academy. So like every time I cook, I'm actually gonna be filming like this. And I also love to just be here and shoot the shit with you guys. So if you want, ask questions in the chat as I'm talking, because I'll stop and I'll go back and I'll look at them. So Fathead pizza. One of the things when I really went keto was the hardest thing for me is because I love like pizza and calzones. Like I'm just a fat motherfucker and I just like love that shit. Like there's nothing better than like on a Friday night, you order a pizza and you watch like bad TV and you touch your nipples lightly and it's like the best thing ever. But when I really went keto, and this is like over, I'd say about 8 years ago, one of the things that really like bothered me was like pizza. Like how do you enjoy pizza and you're beyond keto? So Fathead pizza, it's literally the easiest thing to make. It will blow your fucking mind. It's mozzarella cheese, almond meal, and eggs. That's it. Mozzarella cheese, eggs, and almond meal. I'm gonna put the recipe up for you guys. But then I'll say, okay, I'm gonna make Fathead pizza. So I'll make like a red one, like with like pizza, like I use Rao's pizza sauce, and I put, you know, mozzarella cheese on top and some Parmesan cheese and maybe some organic pepperoni, okay? And then I'll make like a white pizza. Have you guys seen yet Rao's makes Alfredo sauce? And it's totally keto. It's RAO''S, Rao's, and they make a keto Alfredo sauce, and you can put that on spaghetti squash, you can put it on zoodles, you can put it on miracle noodles, but I love to make a white pizza. And so I'll make exactly, yeah, the Primal Kitchen, I heard it has an Alfredo sauce too, Kath, and I heard it's really good. I haven't tried it yet though. So I'll make a white pizza. So I'll, every week, what I do is I get a bunch of garlic at Whole Foods and I just chop the tops off and I put a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, and I'll roast them in the oven. And then I have all of my garlic for all of my meals for the week. Isn't it the worst when you go to like cook something and you're like, fuck, I have to chop garlic, bitch. And then you buy the garlic that's pre-chopped and it just tastes weird and it doesn't taste fresh and it like loses its like oomph, or it gets like moldy in like three days. And you're like, well, what was the point of this? I just spent like $8 on pre-chopped garlic. Just dump, you know, like the ones that are already peeled, not the pre-chopped ones. So I'll roast like 3 or 4 heads of garlic and I'll just squeeze the garlic out and I'll put like the roasted garlic on top of the Fathead pizza with the Alfredo sauce. Sometimes I'll caramelize some onions. I'll put some prosciutto or some, maybe when I'm done with the pizza, some fresh arugula on top, like just really yummy and fresh. And there's literally 0 carbs in the pizza. And honest to God, hand to heart, I think that Fathead pizza actually tastes better than regular pizza. I really, truly do. Same thing with French fries. Like who doesn't love a good motherfucking French fry? Okay, delicious. So what I do is I get jicama. Do you guys know what jicama is? So it's used a lot in Spanish and South American cooking and also Caribbean cooking. And it's like this big kind of, looks like a big turnip, but it's almost like crispy like an apple. It's very weird consistency. And all you do is peel it and you cut it up just like you would cut up a potato to make French fries. And again, throw it in the air fryer. It's so hard to cut, Kathy. You're so right. I make Matt do all that shit for me. Because if someone loses a finger, ain't me, bitch. Okay, it's my little minion, Matt. He's the chopper over here. He does that with spaghetti squash too. Have you all tried to cut a spaghetti squash on your own and the fucking thing goes flying across the room and you're like, I almost just lost my life trying to cut this goddamn squash, so I'm not a fatty? Yeah, been there, done that. So we get Matt to do that, but it is really difficult to cut. But once you do it, I'm telling you, you'll never go back to a regular French fry. So all you do, a little salt, a little pepper, some olive oil, and then just fry it in the air fryer, or you can lay it out on a baking sheet. Same thing with, depending on which tier of the Ambitious Academy that you're in. So say you're in tier 3, you can get sweet potatoes or yams and make sweet potato French fries. And my favorite way to do it is just salt and pepper, just a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes, and then cut some fresh sage, or like even just get like, you know, dried sage and put it on top and put it in the air fryer. Oh, it is so freaking good. So don't feel, just because you're trying to be really healthy, that there aren't alternatives to all the really fun things in your life. If you have already taken a look at a lot of the recipes that we do on Ambitious Academy that Kim has posted, they're amazing. You just have to like sit yourself down on a Sunday like I do, have your coffee, get quiet and say like, what do I want to eat this week? And then, because I'm a bougie bitch, I don't go to the grocery store because I literally hate it. And it's the zombie apocalypse exploded into the grocery store. Like everyone's just like, dragging their fucking feet, trying to eat my brains. I'm like, bitch, step off. I will cut you. And I just got over that real quick. So I'm a bougie bitch and I get my Whole Foods delivery once a week. And I sit down on the computer and I say, okay, this is what I'm eating this week. I order those groceries. I don't order anything more, because the worst part, and we've all been there before, is, you know, go to the grocery store a little hungry. You end up coming home with a bunch of shit you don't need, and none of it makes a motherfucking meal. So what I do is I literally write a list, and that's what I buy, and that's all that I buy. And I do that once a week. You know, I go and I say, like, I talk to Matt, like, hey, what do you want to eat this week? Do you want to go out this week? And Matt and I really don't eat out a lot because I'm a really good cook. And because everyone is so fucking weird, their energy, like if I'm going to spend $200 on a meal, like someone better be like eating my pussy underneath the table, like while I'm there. And that hasn't been happening since pre-COVID. So I'm kind of over just spending my hard-earned money, like at a frivolous restaurant. So Matt and I rarely go out to eat, but when we do, we only go out to eat when I can't make something. So number one is, or we get takeout. So number one is, I love sushi. I love sashimi. I love Japanese food. I'm not going to be a master, you know, sushi chef anytime soon, nor is that something that I would like to do or learn. So we have a really great sushi restaurant down the street from our house. One of my favorite restaurants in the world is called Zuma. It's in the Four Seasons in Boston. We go there every so often. And then there's also a really great sushi place in Nashua, New Hampshire called Yoshimama. And we kind of like go between those things. So I'll say to Matt, like, oh, like I kind of want sushi tonight. He said, do you want to go get takeout, or do you want to go, you know, to Yoshimama, or like, what do you want to do? All right, I'm going to take this and shake it up. So all you gotta do is just shake, shake, shake. I'll take my tongs and kind of like move all the chicken around. And just make sure that all these little suckers are getting cooked and they're getting brown. The first time that you take them and like move them around, you're gonna be like, shit, they're still kind of like not really, you know, cooking. The second time, it'll be like a totally different energy. All right, so I'm gonna put this on, again, 400 degrees, another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna see where we're at. And then like what I do when I air fry stuff is like, I just put the stuff in the air fryer and then I go about making like my little sides or whatever. So you can't really see behind me. Maybe you can. Yeah, you can. There's a little silver bowl over here. So what I'm gonna do is like, after I make my chicken wings, I cut up red peppers and onions and I'll mix that with olive oil, salt and pepper, and I'll throw those in the air fryer. I'm just like you'd think I was like Italian. I just love onions and peppers. I don't know why. I just love them. So I just like to have those during the week as like a little side dish to my side dish. I bought some red peppers last week to make stuffed peppers, and Matt was like not feeling it because he says that cauliflower rice makes him fart. And I said, well, motherfucker, that's not the only thing that makes you fart. So just stop eating altogether. But he has like this like crazy obsession with cauliflower. He says it makes him bloated and it makes him fart. So I usually make my stuffed peppers instead of rice with the cauliflower rice. And he's like, I don't want that. So now I had all these red peppers left over. So I'm just going to toss them with olive oil, throw them in the air fryer after my chicken wings are done. And I'll just have like some of those on the side. Let me see. I'm being bad about my chat. Hold on. Let me see what y'all saying to me. Christina's saying, I love Fathead pizza and my kids do too. See, that's awesome. And Christina's saying, try Rayo's garlic sauce on your pizza next. It's our favorite. Ooh, I never even heard about this, Christina. Thank you for telling me. That's awesome. Yeah, Rayo's is a great product. It's the only sauce that I use. So every so often, Whole Foods has a huge sale on Rayo's, and it's a little bit more expensive than like you know, or a Prego or a Ragu or whatever sauce. So I don't buy it all the time. And not because I'm a broke hoe. I'm just a thrifty bitch. And I'm like, I'm not paying fucking $10 for a jar of tomato sauce. These people can suck my fucking left nut. But then it'll go on sale every so often. I'll be like, okay, I'll pay $7.99 for it. That's a little bit better. I know. I'm that girl. And what I'll do is, because my husband really loves meat sauce. He's like that guy. So like once a week, I'll make a really good meat sauce. And I'll just use the Rao's, whatever I have, whether it's the marinara or it's like a roasted garlic one or it's a basil one. And I'll do that like once a week. And then I did it last week and I had leftover sauce that was like really thick and chunky. And I was like, what can I do with this? Like just thinking out loud. And he goes, Katie, remember when you were little and you would eat Stouffer's French bread pizzas? And I was like, yes, those are the fucking bomb. Do you guys remember? Like my mom would be like, Katie, like, do you want me to make some Stouffer's French bread pizzas for you and your friends? It was like TGI Friday, right? Like fucking Full House was coming on in Urkel. And I was like, yes, mom, you're the queen. Little did I know she was a lazy bitch and she just was cheap and didn't want to fucking get us pizza takeout. So she would throw those in the oven. And I used to love them when I was a kid. They probably taste like doo-doo now. Because you know, when you go and try to eat stuff that you ate when you were a kid to like be nostalgic and you're like, this tastes horrible. This doesn't even taste like real food. It's like gross. So Matt was like, oh, wouldn't that be awesome? So I found a company. It's called Against the Grain. And they make like buns and French bread and rolls, all gluten-free and pretty low in carbohydrates. So I had one in my chest freezer in my, I don't know why I had it, but I had it, I must have did something with it and just didn't use it because it came with 2 long baguettes. And what I did was I like thawed it out and I cut them in half and I put just a little bit of olive oil and then I put the meat sauce on top and then I put some mozzarella cheese and then I just put them in the oven and they were so freaking good. We had them like earlier this week for like, cause I did a 2 mad that day. I did 2 meals that day and that was our lunch. And he was like, Matt was in 7th heaven. He was just like eating it the long way. Like, oh yeah, like fucking cone heads. So, you know, there's all of these things that you can do every week with your meals that will really take your meals to the next level. But you just have to really think outside the box. And like I said, go and always use all of those beautiful recipes that Kim and I have created for you guys. Obviously, have you guys tried Primal Good seasonings? Primal God. Oh, is it called Flavor God? Because there's Flavor God and then there's Primal Kitchen, and they have a seasoning packet too. So Flavor God is like one thing, and then is it Flavor God? Primal Kitchen. What's it called? Type it to me. I want to hear it.
I can speak. I thought it was what I put, but then when I clicked on the link, it says Flavor God.
Yeah, Flavor God seasonings are really good. A lot of my bodybuilder friends and like fitness athlete friends use them because they're really just like tasty. Like they have like a chocolate brownie one that you could put on things like coffee and things like that. I have never tried them, but I've heard like really good things about them. So check it out. Whatever makes your food more palatable. For me, it's the crack ranch shit, right? Like whatever. It's like, if that's the worst thing that I do during the week, then I should be fucking sainted.
This sounds so good. Like I want to run to the store. Like I'm like, maybe I'll make wings for dinner. Like
you'll love it. Shannon says, I use Chipotle lime Primal Kitchen mayo on wings before, and the pork panko gives it a nice kick. Yeah, that's another thing, guys, too, is pork panko is my jam. I haven't used it in a long time. I have a ton of it. I'll actually show it to you. I have a ton of it in my kitchen. I have like three of these. By the way, all of my stuff is in these things because I can't fucking stand like bags that fall all over. Like that triggers me. So don't judge. But pork panko. So it looks like panko, but it's actually, okay, don't get grossed out because I'm telling you, don't knock it till you try it. But it's fried. It's like chicharrones. What are they called in English? I'm trying to think. Pork rinds?
Like pork rinds?
Yeah, pork rinds. So they take pork rinds and they grind them up. And then what you do is you treat this as if you would treat any kind of like breadcrumb. So you can make chicken, what the hell's it called? Matt loves it. Like the Italian chicken. Put all the fucking stuff on it. It will come to me.
Chicken parm.
What's it called?
Chicken parmesan.
Yes, yes. So chicken parm. I use it for, do you all remember shake and bake pork chops? Do you remember eating shake and bake? I have a shake and bake recipe. It tastes just like the real thing, but it's actually, there's no carbohydrates, super healthy. And all I do is the mixture that I make to make the stick is just mayonnaise and eggs. And you just whip it up. And then you use your pork panko. So you do the mayonnaise and egg mixture. Then you dip it in your pork panko. You can roast it in the oven. You can put it in your air fryer. It's amazing. And I get that on Amazon. It comes, you can get it in big bags, but I've seen it in stores before. Like I know Target carries it. Just search your area, because like all of us obviously live in different, places. So what's readily available for me, like at a Whole Foods, may not be for you. And you guys might, like down south, go like to the Piggly Wiggly or the Winn-Dixie or any of these places, right? Those are places, right? So yeah, pick up the pork panko. It's also a really awesome, great thing. Does anybody have any questions about their meal plans, their food? You want more tips? Let me just go back to my chat for a second. So good, pork rinds. I know pork rinds are so good, but I am also Portuguese. So I grew up like eating that shit. Like for me, like people will be like, oh my God, you eat the weirdest shit. Like, I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's not weird to me. Like I eat fucking octopus all the time. Like I eat fish with the heads. Like I eat fish eyes. Like that's just that's how I was raised. I don't know any better, I guess, right? But is anybody struggling with their meal plan? Is anybody not feeling supported? Is anybody kind of feeling like overwhelmed? Is any of the old girls, the OGs, like back on 28 and they're feeling like really good? Are people in a place right now in their lives where they're like, okay, I'm waiting till February to start really working on my food? I feel like that's what's happening this year. I feel like usually what happens is people like the first of the year, they go hard. They're like, I'm going to like change my life. I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to do 2 hours of cardio. I'm going to like eat a certain way. I'm going to do all this stuff. And then what happens is 1 week in, they give up. And what I've been doing that's been helping me a lot is the first week of the new year, I said, I'm just going to stop drinking and I'm just going to get off like all the junk food. I'm just going to detox from all of that. And then the second week, I'm like, okay, I'm not drinking, no junk food, no gluten, no dairy, no sugar. I'm just going to focus now on incorporating the healthy food with just cardio. So week 2, I just was getting my cardio. And now week 3, it's like, hey, I got the food, I got the cardio. Now I'm gonna start lifting heavy. And then it's like, it's called habit stacking, because the reason why people fail is because they try to do too much too quick. And they're like all or nothing people. And then what happens is, you just give up and then you feel like a fucking failure. And aren't you so fucking sick of feeling like a fucking failure all the time? I know that I am. And I don't even feel like I'm a failure. I have my shit together. So if I feel like that sometimes, like what do other people feel like, who actually want people who start things and give them up. All right, we got our crack is whack, crack chicken. Woohoo! All right, I'm gonna, for all of you bitches that are like, I can't cook, hold on, I'm gonna show you something. Let me find it. Most people are afraid of undercooking their meat. Who here is like, fuck, I'm a scared. I can look at food and know it's done. I've been cooking my whole life. My grandmother taught me how to cook. So for me, and this is my husband's, this is how I take his temperature. Up his ass. Just kidding. No, it's fine. It's clean. Right here is just a little cheap meat thermometer, okay? And on the back, it will tell you all the recommended temps for your meat. So for instance, poultry, full cooked poultry is supposed to be 165 degrees, okay? So what you do is you take it and you just put it in your chicken so you hit the bone, and we're at 167, so it's perfect. Perfect. Now, if you want your chicken a little bit more crispy, move it around again because it's cooked. So now it's just about getting it like to your crisp, desired crispness, if you will, right? And I like my shit crispy. I don't like, if I am gonna eat chicken with skin and chicken on the bone, again, it can't be like a flaccid old ding dong. It has to have some crispness, right? So move your chicken around again. Like I said, your chicken now at this point is totally cooked. Now it's just about like how crisp do you want your chicken? And then what I do is I just put it in for like a couple minutes at a time. So again, at 400 degrees, I'm gonna put it in for 3 minutes and it's starting, and then I'll just keep checking the chicken. And like I said, I'm not like standing over my chicken hovering, freaking out. I'm like doing other things. So if I wasn't Zooming with you guys right now, I would be like making side dishes. I would be like, you know, writing down things that I needed in the kitchen to order, you know, for the week when the groceries come. And that's what it's all about, being really organized. You guys know that I'm a super organized bitch. And sometimes I'm organized to the point of ad nauseum, but I'm in such a high performance job that it's like, if I desire to do my meditations and work out and do my cardio and do my rituals and keep a clean home because that makes me happy, and like wash my vagina and put some makeup on every so often, right? And not have my pits be long or smelly, and go to work and serve you guys and show up and love on y'all, and do my social media and check up on the app and have a fucking social life and gotta be on point. You have to be organized. So that's why Sundays for me, I usually call them my sacred Sundays, right? It's like, that's the day where I just like do things that are sacred to me. I get myself ready for the week. I write down like what I'm going to eat, when I'm going to fast, what I'm going to do for my workouts, when are my meetings scheduled. Like this week I had a meeting. I have a meeting with Matt every Sunday. So both of us get our books out and we say, okay, like what is this week going to look like? There's a lot of moving parts to my week this week, like a lot of educations for a Bitches Academy. I have someone here to come fix my washing machine. I have, if you guys haven't seen my backyard, I have that huge backyard project going still that they said would take 3 weeks, and now we're going on 5 months. I'm not going to get into it. It's a whole situation. Oh, girl. They're so afraid of me because they think I'm a witch. So every so often I just stare out the back window at them like this. I'm not joking. With like a sage. I'm not fucking around. Like I just, like one day they asked me, because I put this beautiful circle in my yard with bricks. And that's what me and my landscaper, who's a spiritual landscaping architect, did. And he goes, one of the guys goes, why did you put the circle here? Like, it's beautiful, but is there like a meaning? And I said, yes, John, this is where we sacrifice the children. And I just walked in the house. I guess it didn't work this time around because these motherfuckers are dragging their balls, but everything will be good. It will be fine. But I have a lot of moving parts in my life, you know? And if I don't get right with my husband and say, okay, what is happening this week? What are we eating? You know, who's watching the dog? For a lot of you guys, it's not the dog, it's children, right? So like on Wednesday, both Matt and I are out of the house the whole day. And he's like, Katie, who's going to watch Pearl? And I'm like, I don't know, I forgot. So like one of us have to bring the dog to the studio and one of us has to take her out and watch her, you know? All right, so this is perfect. My wings are perfect. I will actually take a picture of them and I will post them done. Because I have the flats to also cook, remember? Does anybody have any questions, comments? Let me see my chat for a second. Ooh, Kathy, good girl. She's wrapping up a 72-hour fast. It makes me so fucking happy. Isn't it just amazing? Aubrey says, so I had bariatric surgery and I can't physically eat a lot. Would it make sense to get back on track with my supplements and protein intake? Could I still produce the same results? Absolutely. 100%. Your supplementation and your protein should be your main concern. When people have bariatric surgery of any kind, they can't eat a large volume of food. So you want to make sure that the food you are eating is calorically dense and is also vitamin dense and is also minerally dense, if that makes sense, right? So you don't want to just eat shit that's like fake food. You want to really make sure that you're eating like really healthy stuff. So for example, I would love to see you have like, 4 ounces of protein and take your supplements with it, you know, and then a couple hours later have another 4 ounces of protein, and see that if you could get something that's like higher calorically, but like a more of a smaller volume of food. So, you know, if you like this kind of stuff, I don't know if you like it, but I really do. I love creamed spinach. You ever go to like a really nice steakhouse and you get like a side of creamed spinach? They usually make it with what's called a roux. And what a roux is butter and flour. That's what thickens it. I don't do that because I don't eat gluten, but I do use all these different type of things when I make my own, and it's very keto. So like if you had like 4 ounces of like, let's just say chicken, and you had like a half a cup of like creamed spinach, that would be calorically like really dense. And it would also be ketogenic. So it wouldn't make your insulin level spike, which that's what you all, and I don't care about bariatric surgery or not, everyone here in Ambitious Academy, your main objective when you're eating is to keep your insulin levels stabilized. So think about it. If you had like a piece of chicken and creamed spinach, of course your blood sugar will raise a little bit because you're eating, that's just normal. But if you had like fried chicken and French fries, and it was literally the same caloric density, say it was like 400 or 500 calories of the same thing, but just a different thing, it would make your insulin go through the roof. And that is what causes metabolic syndrome problems, hormonal problems. And it also makes it really hard to keep the weight off, because people think that it's calories in versus calories out, and it's not. It's about insulin. It's about spiking and dropping your insulin. So the way I teach people to eat is still eat really fun, amazing, delicious food, but food that keeps your insulin levels and sugar levels stabilized throughout the day. So you're not spiking and dropping. And that's why people get hangry. Who here has ever been hangry? You're like, I will fucking punch a baby if I don't eat fucking something right now, right? You should never feel like that, ever. If you feel like that, it means that you're on this like sick hypnotic loop of spiking and dropping your insulin. And so what your body is saying is like, bitch, if you don't give me food to restabilize my blood sugars, like I'm going to make your neurology fucked up, which is why when, like Kathy just said it, I was on a 72-hour fast and I feel fucking amazing. Yeah, because guess what? She's taken out the stimulus that causes the insulin to fluctuate, right? She hasn't had anything. So now her digestive system went to sleep, and your digestive tract is like, nighty night. And then what happens is your body's like, okay, 80% of the energy that I use every day is to digest and assimilate food. What am I going to do now? And that's when your body goes into this beautiful cleanup mode where it scours your whole system for dead, dying, and compromised cells, and eats those dead, dying, and compromised cells as just toxins, and uses it as fuel and excretes it as waste. So that's why if you've ever seen anyone who's done some really amazing fasting and keto, they look 10 years younger, like within a month. If you guys are open to this, anyone who's ever done the fasting protocol, show pictures of before and after on the Ambitious Academy app of your face. Kelly Gallagher's is amazing. Like she literally is like Benjamina Button, and she's like aging in reverse. It's fucking insane. But it's all about inflammation. And what makes you old is sugar. Kim says, so proud of you, Kathy. I love that feeling. It happened to me when fasting. Yes. And then that's another thing too, is people will say, you know, why fast? It's like starvation. No. Y'all need to read a motherfucking book, and y'all need to fucking, and I'm using the N-word, y'all need to read a motherfucking book, and you have to educate yourself, because all of the studies and all of the top doctors in the world, they are really advocating for fasting because it is healing people's issues from diabetes. I mean, I can't tell you how many women who have come to me who have had type 2 diabetes. They're going to lose their toes. They're losing their eyesight. I put them on a fasting regimen for a month. They're off of all their medication, and their doctors are like, what the actual fuck? What did you do? Okay. PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. I've had so many girls on metformin. They've been on metformin for fucking 20 years to manage their symptoms. 1 month of tier 1 of the Ambitious protocol, off of all their metformin. They have no problems with their periods. They had, you know, not to be gross or whatever, like I'm not shaming anyone, but they, you know, these people had hair like 5 o'clock shadows because their hormones are so out of whack. You should see them. They're like different people. And their doctor said, you will never fucking get off this medication. Shame on them. Shame on them, because these doctors took a Hippocratic oath and they're going against a Hippocratic oath to do no harm. So I know I don't have a DR or an MD in front of my name, but I have some of my best friends in the world are the top physicians in Mass General Hospital, Brigham and Women's Hospital, you name it hospital. And they're like, you fucking are a genius. They'll say to me, the things you tell me, I can believe that they're true. And they're physicians and surgeons, because guess what? Doctors only have to take one nutrition class. It's their first year in med school. It's like a nutrition 101. And they still teach the old motherfucking food pyramid. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. Kim says, Katie, I don't know if you can see this, but my face after fasting from 2 months. Hold on. Can you post the picture? Why can't I see this? I'm so PO'd. Oh, here she is. Hello. Hello. Yes, queen. And listen, you were beautiful before, but come on now. You can't even like, please. My vagina just got so wet. That picture just made me tingle in my nether regions. Hold on, I need water. I have like cotton mouth today. It's from snorting all that crap chicken. All right, so I'm going to be coming live more on Ambitious Academy for these types of things, because if I'm cooking, why not cook together? The only problem is because of my schedule, I don't know when that will be, but I will let you know on the day, like, hey guys, I'm going to hop on live. And like I said, if you can't make things live, doesn't matter. We always share the videos within, 24 hours. Kim is like a ninja. She's been on that shit real hard. Okay, so what's super crazy is that we just went through our first Buddy Week of Ambitious Academy. We had over 50 women sign up for Buddy Week. It has been absolutely amazing. And Buddy Week is coming to a close tonight. So if you have been on Buddy Week and you're thinking of joining, inbox me on the app if you have any questions. If not, you can just go to ambitiousacademy.com and purchase your membership. You can do it in full, or you can also do it just monthly, whatever feels more comfortable to you. I am so freaking excited. Ambitious Academy so far has been better than I thought it would be. Like, it's been so fun. It's been so educational, and really what I desire from any of my things that I do in my life is community. And I just love seeing everyone's faces on, the other side of the screen. Hopefully when the COVID shit starts to like, and I'm not even like into that, I'm not playing pandemic anymore. Like, I boycott it, but just saying to you, like, when it starts to like get a little bit better, we're going to start having some in-person events, which I'm really excited about. At the end of Ambitious Academy, we're going to have Bitchapalooza, which is everyone's graduation, where we're going to get our caps and gowns and our diplomas and have a dance party. And it's going to be a 3-day event. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Everyone's going to get their varsity jackets. Like, there's so much to look forward to. It makes my heart sing just thinking about what it's going to be like. But our next Buddy Week is going to be the last week in February. So if people that couldn't get on this Buddy Week, just let them know to go onto the Ambitious Academy site and sign up for the next Buddy Week. So once it launches, they can get on all the calls and the app and all that kind of stuff. And if you are either already a member of Ambitious Academy, already a student, or you did the Buddy Week and you're like, hey, all these calls are the bomb, but like the app is hard to navigate. Shut the actual fuck up, because all of you already learned how to use Facebook and you already learned how to use Instagram, and some of you sickos doing TikTok and DickDoc and whatever the fuck y'all doing. So like, it's going to take some time. It's a learning curve for everything, but I'm here to tell you, like, just what I did when I first started using the app before we actually implemented it was I would just like get my coffee and I would just fuck around with the app, and I would make mistakes and I would like get lost in it and I didn't know what I was doing. But you're never going to fuck up the app. You're never going to like crash it. You're never going to do something stupid. You're never going to like, dick pick us or titty pick us. It's not going to, and if you did, I would love that, but it's not going to happen. Okay. So don't be like, oh my God, I don't know where to go and I don't know what to do. if you're doing something wrong, you know, Kim and I will be like, yo, you're in the wrong place. Like, go over here. I also am trying to get Kim to do like a tutorial, just like a brief kind of tutorial. But honestly, like, you guys, it's not that hard. You just have to go in there and play around with it. And remember, in Ambitious Academy, we've broken all of the lessons and all of the different things down into the 6 life makers and breakers, right? So if you want to go on and learn about, you know, the different tiers of the food, go to health and wellness, or just go to that top part and just search meal plans or tier 1 ambitious, you know, food plan, or tier 2 or tier 3, and it will come right up. It's just like a Google or like any kind of search engine. Okay, so any more questions? I'm just going to go to my chat real quick again. Aubrey saying Ambitious Academy is so fun. It is so fun. And we have some incredible educators like next. So on tomorrow, like on Monday, tomorrow, which is going to be Monday, it's the full moon. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a full moon call, and the full moon tomorrow is all about healing ancestral wounds. That's the whole energy of the full moon. So we're going to be doing a deep ancestral work. It's going to be dope. And then we have, you know, kickboxing this week. We have Caitlin Holston, who is my Botox and filler and peel and all that stuff nurse. She's going to be coming on talking all about neurotoxin. Like, if you're into Botox, you can ask her questions, and she's like the best in the business. We have a bunch of the TAs this week holding space. Our TAs last week were on fucking fire with their stories. Like, I was just so impressed. And sometimes listening to the TAs who are holding space, like, they're educating me, because I'm like, I didn't even know half of this about your life. Like, when Joanne was telling us all these stories about her life, like, I didn't know all that. And I work with Joanne. She's a mentorship client of mine. So inspiring. Jess Kaplan, so inspiring. Kathy, so inspiring. Teresa, amazing yoga. Like, just, oh, it's just so freaking good, you know? So we have some really amazing big stuff coming up this week, which I'm really excited about. Kim will be sending y'all an email tonight. That email will have death meditation in it. Hi. So if you haven't done fucking death meditation, here's the video, bitch. Get your fucking journal out, get your booger rags, get your nipple tassels on, and get that cork stuck real far up your vajayjay, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Know what I'm saying? So Kim's gonna be sending that email out tonight for you guys to do some death meditation work. This year is just gonna be, I know I'm rambling, but I'm just like, I love this community. I just love what we're all doing, and how everyone here is really just showing up in the right ways. And, you know, like I always say to people, like, if I offend you, or, you know, this is a lot of work for you, then it's not the place for you. And I am totally okay with that. Like, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, adieu to you and you and you. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've been doing this for over 20 years of my life. I know what I do is incredible. No one else in the coaching world is doing what I'm doing. So if you can't make shit happen, it's not us, it's not Ambitious Academy, it's not me, it's you. You got the fucking problem. So do the death meditation, sit down and see what you're eating. It's just as important. Map out your week with your workouts and your rituals and all that stuff. We're also going to be doing some core desired feeling work this week in Ambitious Academy, which is also super exciting. So we have a really great week planned. I'm going to go balls deep on my chicken crack chicken now, because I'm getting hungry. And yeah, and Kim will post this video so you guys can have the recipe, which is literally not a recipe. It's just when my ancestors tell me to stop doing things. But just get the crack. And if you don't want to use the crack, use the non-crack Primal Kitchen ranch dressing. It's delicious as well. And I love you guys. And thanks for taking so much time out of your Sunday. Like, Kim's shit was bomb today. She's a smart bitch. She's going to be coming on every month and educating like this. You know, Matt and I are doing the amazing relationship talks. He's doing his own thing. I'm going to be showing up every week. It's just so much value and so much service that we desire to provide here. And yeah, I love you guys. Happy Sunday. I'm going to go record my podcast after I eat. It's going to be all about victim mentality. That should be a little abrasive to some people. But you know, that's why I'm here, to just be abrasive like sandpaper to help people wake up. All right. I love you guys. I will see you this week. Mwah, 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 mwah. Happy Sunday. And I will talk to you guys soon. Love you.